Hello everyone, Jamarcus here, and I'm here with week 8 of DDL. We have to win this to make it. We will be passed on differential by every other 4-4 coach if we lose, whereas if we win, we're comfortably making it 5-3. We're facing Dr. Stein, who is someone I have played quite a few times before. Uh, really interesting team from him. Pretty hard electric terrain with Coco Bundle, and then there was an Iron Thorns on the bench too. Terra Iron Hands is Terra Fairy. Definitely gotta watch out for that. Iron Hands was gonna have a really tough time picking a Terra type this match because it really needs a Terra type to hit Lottie whatsoever. Um, so it's probably gonna run Terra Fairy then. But I also have a Sinistra, and Ice Punch isn't that strong into Sinistra, so maybe you want a stab move like Terra Blast Ghost, and that would cover Lottie and Sinistra. But making yourself weak to Shadow Ball from Sinistra and Ceaseless Edge from Samurott isn't the greatest thing, so a hard decision to make, but I didn't bring Sinistra, so Terra Fairy was definitely the best bring my opponent could have gone for. As for my team, I have Modest Specs Val. There's no Moonblast Resist. There's a Ferrothorn that was benched, which was surprising. I was very much expecting it to show up, but it's not here. Um, Also, like, the fighting resist is Drifblim. And then I think there was one other thing that, or Coco. Um, but yeah, Specs Val just tears the team apart, especially with Coco. I don't actually have booster speed on this Val and booster special attack. The only thing my Val needed to outspeed was a Crook, so it allowed me to run Modest. And I also don't think booster speed is that good into this team, because I'm just going to be slower than booster bundle anyways. So I thought Modest Specs, booster special attack to just like Oko the entire team would be nice. Scarf Lottie, just some kind of Victini that spoilers didn't get revealed, really. Very Spadef Samu, uh, an Iron Treads, pretty standard set, and then a really Fizdef Jolteon. I didn't bother going for the speed tie with Coco, because number one, I didn't know if Coco was going to show up. I have a Val and an Iron Treads. I really benefit from electric terrain as well, so I thought my opponent might not even bring it. And obviously, it's just really bad into Treads. So that's one reason I didn't run very fast on Jolteon. And also, I wanted Fizdef because I'm Terra Bug on Jolteon, and Terra Bug Fizdef kind of beats Iron Hands. I mean, I resist Earthquake, I resist the fighting move, I'm immune to Electric, so your best moves are like Terra Blast Fairy probably into me, which granted is still doing a lot of damage, but um, I figured that would be a good set. I was looking at Terra Flying at one point, but I didn't want to be useless into an Iron Thorns, so I switched to Terra Bug, but now that I'm thinking about that, Terra Bug is kind of walled by Iron Hands, so not a great idea. I did build this team like 20 minutes before the game. I had 2 weeks to do it, but still didn't build. Um, and I played at home on my mom's work laptop because I was a bit rushed from having a family thing prior. No one cares. Let's watch the game. I lead Lottie because I think it leads well into everything, and the things it doesn't lead well into, like Bundle and Mach, I feel like I can switch into. We get Blastoise lead. I'm totally fine with this. I just stay into Draco. I get good damage on this. Nothing on my team really kills this in one shot. So getting this low to put like in range of Val Moonblast or Victini Bolt Strike, uh, or even like they have no ground resist outside of Drifblim. So getting this weakened so it's no longer a tread switch in could be nice. So I just Draco, get some damage. As my opponent goes for sub, which is so good for me. Because based on the Draco damage, I did 60, so this next one's going to do 30, which means I break sub. The one after that is going to do 20, which means I will kill. I'll live any hit that this thing goes for easily. Hopefully they're not like Endeavor. Um, but yeah, I missed though. That really sucks, obviously, because I would have ended this exchange with a Lottie at 22%, but instead I'm going to either stay in and break this up and then kill with something else, or I can switch and save this Lottie, which I think Lottie looks really good this game. They have one dragon resist and one psychic resist. By resist, I mean immunities, but everything else on the team hates taking these stabs from Miss Lottie. And Coco definitely doesn't want to switch in, so it's really just the muck. And if I can deal with this, or if I can catch it on a switch in and click Draco and do some damage, or maybe it has to come in on Val once or twice if it gets weakened. I think Scarfalotti looks really good in the late game because there's very minimal priority on this team. I mean, maybe quick attack Coco, maybe Bundle gets Ice Shard, I don't know. But fake out Iron Hands, yeah. But generally not very good priority. So I actually opt to save Lottie, and I go into Samurott. Um, I was playing a bit rushed because of uh, timing, and there was a bit of a delay to starting the game, so I wasn't calculating entirely. I just assumed I would live Aura Sphere. I am faster, which is great. I have no speed on this thing. If I wasn't faster, it'd be so terrible for me. Definitely something I should have considered. I do die to Aura Sphere. That was a roll. Basically, both the rolls he got were mid rolls. If he low rolls either of these, I live. If he low rolls into high rolls, I could live. So the Draco miss into that, not ideal. I mean, getting another spike up would have been really nice as well. Also just killing this Blastoise, but it's okay. I just think given the matchup that I have, I can pull this back somehow. Jolteon Calm Mind I think looks really good. The only things faster than me are special attackers. So if I can just get some Calm Mind boost and I'm leftovers, I think that would put me in a very good spot. Tread's Earthquake looks great into the team. Unfortunately, Drifloom's here. I don't have a move to hit this thing. So, some Rocks and another support move. So, kind of wall by Drifloom, but I can get up Rocks on it at least. And then, yeah, Iron Val, Moonblast I think looks really great. If I can deal with Muck and Drifblim and maybe... I mean, Vacuum Wave isn't really a great end game, but there's something to that. And then, yeah, Scarfalotti and also Victini. Now that this thing's weakened, there's no V-Create switch in, so... I still think, despite being down an entire Mon, we can figure this out. I do go into Val just to pick up a kill. There's no switch in. I figured no matter what I go into, this is just getting sacked. But this is the least defendable. Whereas if I go into Victini, I have to V-Create, which makes me a bit more of setup fodder, especially for like an Iron Hands. Then if I go Lottie, there's a prediction that they could make and maybe get out of losing a Pokemon. All that to say, I click Moonblast and get a kill. In comes Drifblim, which was so surprising to me because I'm like, okay, I don't die to Air Slash. Moonblast is going to do like 80% plus to this thing. Unless they're like max F, then more like 50, but still a lot of damage. I really don't want to get Thunder Wave though. I also don't want this to like Calm Mind and get a Citrus Berry and Burden, and then like do some stored power shenanigans, although I mean, Iron Treads can't stop it, but maybe I can force it out. Actually, now that I'm looking at my team, if this is just like some combined stored power set, I might lose the game on the spot. But anyways, I switch into Jolteon, expecting a flying move to come out here. It is totally not what I was expecting. They click Trick Room. So I figured, okay, it's probably a Trick Room Iron Hands. That's fine. And I guess I could have seen this coming maybe, but the explosion and their normal gem. I live amazingly because I'm almost max Fizz Def. And then in comes Iron Hands, and at this point I'm like, okay. Suddenly, I also said our gems allowed because I was not sure if they are. At this point I'm like, okay, really terrible spot for me. I don't really beat this thing with any of my team, and nothing OHKOs it once it Terra Fairies. This was kind of my answer, but now I'm dead. So I think I do switch. I didn't think Earthquake was getting clicked this turn because I have a Lottie. I thought something like Terra Blast Fairy or Ice Punch was getting clicked, expecting the Lottie switch in. I don't think that you waste a Trick Room turn by clicking Earthquake. That's why I go Victini, and they do click Heavy Slam, totally fine. This turn I go Jolteon, thinking, okay, I don't want to get Thunder Punched. I think maybe I could have gone Lottie, But more so, I've already bought one turn of Trick Room. I think that's what I really needed. So I don't want to get too greedy and like risk my Lottie. They do click Earthquake this turn, which was surprising to me because if I go Lottie, that's just another turn of Trick Room gone. But I did not want to risk Lottie. I thought its speed tier was really necessary here to outspeed Coco and Bundle outside of terrain. So that goes down. I go Treads. I will live any hit here, unless they're close combat, which I'm hoping they're not. I'm hoping they're Drain Punch. They do end up being Drain Punch. They don't Terra, which is really great for me, which means Earthquake is going to do a whole lot of damage to this thing. On this turn, I'm like, okay, they're definitely clicking Drain Punch again. I don't think you would ever make another play. So I go Hard Val. Obviously, they're going to Terra this turn, realizing they now live an Earthquake. So I go Val on Drain Punch. If they click Earthquake that turn as well, that's fine. And Moonblast will kill this as long as it's not AV. That's pretty much all I have to hope for right now. I don't think I really had another play. I think keeping Treads alive to come in on Coco once is really important. Because like a Calm Mind, Coco can also just like easily win the game. So I figured going Val and Moonblasting and they're not AV, fantastic, was the play. Really awkward turn for me here. That's not true. That's the thing the next turn. I go Treads. And they Brave Bird, which just tells me, okay, they're probably physical, or they're definitely physical. I didn't calc this damage. I still don't really know if that's max attack or not. I'm assuming it is. Really awkward turn for me though, because I'm thinking, okay, there's no Earthquake resist. Why would I not click Earthquake? And my thing for that was, I'm up in sacks right now, and I think I have to stay up in sacks. If they go into Bundle on my Earthquake and live comfortably, and then I don't really have counterplay from there. I have to sack something and then click Vacuum Wave with Val. I have no other play really, unless I'm going to try and dodge Hydro Pump with Victini. But yeah, it would be a forced Vacuum Wave. And then I figured, okay, if they get a kill and then I Vacuum Wave into Muck, it's just a really bad position for me. So I was tunnel visioned on this Bundle switching in here. And they actually just go to sack Muck, which would have died to Earthquake. But I go Hard Val, predicting the Bundle to click Vacuum Wave. It would have still been the same position where I Vacuum Wave into Muck, assuming they respect Vacuum Wave. But I would be up a sack, and then I can go into Treads or something, or even, I don't know, Victini. But anyways, they go Hard Muck, which is terrible for me. Now I have to go back into Muck, or back into Treads, hoping they click a Poison move here. And they do, great. Okay, so I can still Earthquake this thing. Unfortunately, though, after Black Sludge, it doesn't kill. I should have had a little bit more attack. Knockoff gets clicked. I was Soft Sand, so I think I was Soft Sand, no attack investment. Let me check, actually. Yeah, I had no attack investment, so having some more attack would have been nice there. Keeping a sack alive would be nice. All that to say, Val's coming in to click Moonblast again. And from here, I'm like, okay, Scarf Mist Ball is going to win the game. It's got a really good shot at killing this Coco, especially if they're going to click Brave Bird and take more recoil, and it kills Bundle. So, terrain does go back up, so I don't immediately win the game with Mist Ball, because Bundle will outspeed me, but if I can kill this Coco, I should win the game, because my thinking here is, okay, I sack Victini, I go Lottie, I click Mist Ball. If they stay in, it's a Vacuum Wave win. If they switch, Bundle dies, and then Coco's in and just dies to Mist Ball again. So I figured Mist Ball is a guaranteed win. So I go to sack Victini. Takes recoil, great. Mist Ball always kills now. I go Lottie to click Mist Ball, and their Scarf, and they kill. So suddenly I'm like, okay, wait, hold on, I lost the game. I get my booster special attack, and I have 4 options at this point: Moonblast and live, hopefully. All depends on rolls, I think. Doesn't actually do calcs yet. I don't know my opponent's pace, so I'm not sure. But I can Moonblast, live, get a kill, and let down a bundle. I can Vacuum Wave twice. Kill this. Or hit it once, take a hit, Vacuum Wave kill bundle. The play I make, though, is I click Trick. And after thinking about this endgame quite a bit, I think it was the optimal play. Either way, if my opponent goes into bundle here, I lose the game. Because Coco will no longer be choice locked, and they will just be able to Brave Bird and kill me. But let's take a look at what actually happens. They Wild Charge, I live. I click Trick to take its Choice Scarf to now outspeed it. And I can Moonblast, Terrain ends, which means I'm faster than Bundle even, I'm faster than Bundle. But if Terrain was up, it would be faster than me, because I'm not Booster Speed. And then I can Scarf Moonblast and pick up the kill, barely winning the game. Now, no matter what play I make, if my opponent goes Bundle, they win. Assuming they click Brave Bird and not misplay Rough into me. Because if they go Bundle on Trick, totally fine. They actually ended up being choice picks as well, I believe. So they would just Ice Beam and kill me, I think. Or maybe it's no, if they're specs, they definitely kill me. And then if I Vacuum Wave and kill them, that's fine. They can just go Coco. If I crit Vacuum Wave, maybe it kills after another spike, but that's my only out play, or my only out at that point. And with Val, because Coco stayed in, either play would have won me the game, unless Bundle is Chopple. Let me check if that actually lives. Alright, so as you can see, Vacuum Wave into Chopple Bundle would certainly not kill, assuming Terrain is not up, and if Electric Terrain was up, which it wouldn't have been, I have a chance at killing after Spike. But yeah, Terrain would end, because it would take 2 Vacuum Waves to kill the Coco. So, assuming they aren't Chopple, it doesn't matter if I click Vacuum Wave or Trick here, I win the game, because they stayed in with Coco, and because I lived the Wild Charge. Again, I'm not sure. Actually, I guess we can check that too. Tapu Coco. Let's just say a blank set. Let's assume max attack. Let's look at Wild Charge. So Wild Charge into my Val. 66 to 78. So it looks like they actually got a low roll, assuming they are max attack. And if they're adamant, they would have always killed me, so they were jolly. So yeah, low roll on that. I totally got lucky there. But given the start of the game, I think that's warranted. So I think Trick accounted for... I'm blanking. What's the berry called? I just said it. Iron Bundle... Choppleberry. Trick account, granted, I was not thinking that in the moment, but in hindsight, I think that Trick was the more optimal play, because it accounts for Chopple Bundle, whereas clicking like Vacuum Wave spam does not. So really cool end game. Probably the most glad I've been about a win ever in draft, honestly. It was a very much win, much needed the win to make playoffs. Playoffs bracket doesn't look too bad. I face Lug in quarterfinals, which is a must win, and then if I make semis, it turns into double elim, which is a bit of a relief. I'm on separate sides, or a separate side of the bracket as Wagon, who I would love to not play again. So that's nice. So I'm not too upset with how the bracket looks, because I got 7th seed because I'm 5-3, the lowest differential coach of the 5-3 coaches. GG Stein, always a pleasure chatting with you. Pretty happy with the team I brought. Victini's not done anything all season. I feel terrible. 17 points and it's like not done anything. But it pivoted into that Iron Hands a couple times, which is big. Shout out Jolteon living normal gem explosion. Iron Shreds was good. Samurott. I feel like now that I'm looking at my team didn't do anything. Val's the only mon that did anything. Really. I mean, a couple moves on the other mons, but I mean, I clicked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 moves in 23 turns. And one of the discharges was just into a dead Drifblim. And one of the Dracos was a miss. It's really 10 moves ever did anything this game. I think that'll do it. I'll see you in playoffs. And thanks for watching.